Hey, I'm Jules and I'm a qualified life coach and yoga teacher. And this is my year where I'm taking out some time to go travelling. And this is episode 2, where I got scared. I was travelling around and I had met up with a woman that I had done a Vipassana with. And I decided that I was going to travel with her because part of me was just a bit worried, I think, about travelling on my own as a woman. So I took that step and we decided to do 5 days to come down to Wellington from Auckland. And after that, we were going to decide if we were going to do a camper van around the South Islands. So I realised as we were kind of going there that at that time, I was very much committed to it, as you are when often in life where you make a decision about something and you, at that moment in time, you're fully in. You're just like, yeah, this sounds amazing. This is what I want to do. So as we're traveling around, I realized there was a part of me that I had felt I had just overcommitted. And I was kind of uncomfortable then at realizing that I had made a decision 2 or 3 days ago. And then as we're traveling around, nothing to do with her, just my own internal dialogue was kind of saying, hey, you can do this on your own. You jumped in too soon. And there was sort of elements where I needed someone who was probably into more kind of health fitness stuff. So I was sort of running, I was trying to keep it either running or hiking. And that was probably something that wasn't in her abilities to do that. So, and as you start to travel with people, you start to realise what you're like in an environment like that. And the last time I travelled was, with a uni friend. So I had lived with her for 3 years and, there's moments, I suppose, like in any relationship, you have your highs and lows. But when you know someone for that amount of time where you have been in that space together, I mean, we shared a room together when we were at uni. We certainly knew that we had highs and lows at times, and it's easier because there's already that solid relationship. When you're doing it with someone new, it's kind of, again, taking it back to sort of dating environment where you get sort of really excited about something and you think, oh yeah, we're really similar and we're really compatible. And then sort of a few days in, you realise that actually you're not. A few dates in, you realise that you're not, and you feel like maybe what you said on the first day was a lie, but it wasn't a lie. It was exactly how you felt on that first date. But 3 days in, you just don't feel that way. And we often get upset by those that kind of within ourselves to say, oh, how was I so committed to it, 2 or 3 days ago? And now 4 days in, I'm just like, I've had enough and I need to travel on my own. So I kind of battled with that a little bit within myself to realise that perhaps I hadn't changed as much as I thought I had. I certainly was wanting to be with the flow and be accepting of kind of the situation I was in. But ultimately reality kicked up and said, oh, well, you could do this on your own. You don't need someone there. You don't need to compromise, because obviously at points you do, even though this girl was super chilled. She was a yoga teacher as well. She kind of was very much go with the flow. But then there was part of me that was the organizer. So, I do like to organize things and have things slightly planned. So I was kind of constantly trying to look for accommodation and things like that as we were going along. And I then felt like I was organising a lot of stuff and I was kind of looking at the list and taking on the list. And when there's 2 of you, you kind of want to split those roles. But, was that silly of me to think that and think, oh, this is your skill? And I often say to people, what's your skill? What's your talent? And mine is organising. So I was trying, I think, to be something that I maybe wasn't or want to be but aren't there right now. And I think that's where, I was tripping myself up, and it wasn't fair to this woman as well to say, hey, I kind of suddenly wanted space on my own, and you couldn't have space on your own because you're traveling in a car with someone. But yeah, so it's really kind of interesting for me to learn that about myself. I learned that I actually do enjoy being on my own, and I'm happy to carry on being a solo traveller for now. I definitely learned that I'm maybe a bit of a commitment phobe in the sense of having too much commitment, thinking about weeks on end with someone versus a day here or a day there. That was a learning for me. I also know that I probably am more geared for someone that's fitter, healthier, wants to get out early in the morning, maybe for a hike or a run, or, for me, if I'm going to sit in a car, I want to make sure that I'm doing something and moving all the time. So that was kind of a one lesson that I learned about myself as well. And just to be okay with being the organizer and the one that wants some parts of it planned. Yes, I definitely want to be a bit free flowing because, if I like somewhere, I might stay. And I think that's really important as well, to do that. So, but that is an element of me I like. And, I'm just maybe just not a camper van person. I like to be clean. I like to have a shower. I like to organise. So I've sort of stepped back to think, oh, maybe, it's fine when I'm at a festival for 4 or 5 days or whatever. And even at festivals, I shower. So, there's understanding who I am and learning that as I'm travelling has been really good, really good for me to learn that about myself. So would I do it again, pick up another travel buddy along the way? I think I probably would. I think I would probably not overcommit myself. I would say, a day here or a day there. Certainly, if any of my friends that have known me for a long time fancy travelling with me, I know that that definitely would be a lot easier. But yeah, I think that's kind of, I definitely would think about, picking up another travel buddy again along the way. So that's it for this episode. I've kept it short, not like my last one. And you can see the beautiful views where I'm staying at the moment. It's in a place outside Wellington. And so I'm probably going to head to Wellington, get on the ferry and do the South Island soon on my own. So we'll catch up about my solo travelling and how that goes and whether within 4 or 5 days, I'm craving for a travel buddy. Who knows? All right, take care and keep it real.